So thank you for being here. So this month is a great, great, exciting month because we have a really awesome promotion. I think most of you probably saw this on our chats and also in Facebook, but Irene Sutner, congratulations, QSSC.
Thank you.
Woo! And
Thank you very much.
And Dodgers, that Dodgers attire. Oh my gosh, our Dodgers, it's crazy.
I have to get into the, into the mood of things right now. So I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna wear it every day. I'm not gonna watch it either. I was kidding.
Yeah, it came down to one game and the top team, well, second top, but we believe they're the top. Crazy.
Yeah.
So tonight we celebrate Irene, and it's a huge accomplishment under Lisa. And Lisa recently was promoted to SSC, and Kristen also had a big promotion to SSC as well recently. So our team's just really, I'm sorry, Kristen, did you say something?
I was QSSC.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, QSSC. So our team has really grown. Wendy's been promoted. Wendy's promoted a lot of people in her team. And then we have Anjali coming in to join us as well, which is awesome. And she's really hitting the ground running with all the people that you're talking to and networking you're doing and just all your self-driven education, just really looking at everything there is. I'm just really impressed at how you're educating yourself. And Wendy, I think you were really great about educating yourself too, which is, I think I see that being a key part of people who really fly in this business, or the people that take that time to just learn the tools. And in our team Shine, and in my life, with my kids and it's all about, I always say, use the tools. They're all available to us. And if we use them, then we will succeed, we will grow and we'll succeed. So tonight the theme is use the tools for attracting new partners. And I asked a couple of you to share, and we'll share this to the entire team for those who couldn't be with us tonight. But we'll, because I am recording it, but I want to start out with a few key things that I do to attract clients. And I've been doing this for 16 years. Some months are, you have a great month, and then some months you don't have anybody. And we actually, we've been on fire as a team. There's been a lot of promotions every month. In September, we had a small dip. So we had probably less than half as many new customers last month. It was actually kind of a record low, honestly. But that happens. There's ebbs and flows. But we had 2 promotions, and one was on Kristen Finley's team, Jeffrey Holiday, and one was Irene. And so it will pick up. And it's 16 years in this business. I can tell you, I've attracted a lot of partners, probably over 150 partners. And you're always going to have that 80-20 rule. There's always going to be the people that do just a little bit, or maybe even nothing. They start and stop. And that's just a reality of the business. And you just have to discipline your disappointments that way, and don't spend too much time on people who aren't showing you that they're in it to win it. And then I love people where they're at. So even if you've got someone who's not, really going for it, if they're happy sharing with a few people and you support them when they need it, but guide them to the tools, then that's great too, because they also help grow your business. And first and foremost, they're spreading this good news about being healthier to more people. And we make a difference one family at a time. So I always say, I love you whether you do a little or a lot, because a little makes a difference and a lot does too. So hi, Justine, welcome. So since we have 25 minutes left, I want to
thank you.
Hi, Justine. Thanks for coming on. So I'm going to share a screen before we have a couple of you share, and just show you what I do. And I've been doing this for many years. And I love that our tools have gotten so much easier to use, or more tools available to us, I should say. And so for those of you who are, maybe you haven't gone there. I mean, there's so many tools that we have available to us online. I honestly don't expect you to know where they all are. And like Nikki says, spend 5 minutes searching for something. And if you can't find it, don't waste your time. Send a message in the Voxer chat and ask someone to guide you to where that is, because your number one job per se is to talk to more people. And if you're spending too much time trying to find something, then you don't get to do that. And so just take a look, do your best. And if you don't find it quickly, then ask. But I want to show you where you go on the Freedom Revolution. For those of you, I know Anjali, you're new and you may not know this, but you want to go to the Freedom Revolution, to training, and then go to sharing with others. So that's where I am here. And everything, I mean, our company has really upgraded this. And I've been through so many different iterations of how to attract customers and team members over the many years. We've had, before internet, we've had, a reference guide this thick. We've had all different ways to do it. And finally, it's just really streamlined in this website. So when you have new people, walk them through this area, and piece by piece, because if you do it all at once, it's overwhelming. So there's everything from making your list, sharing your product story. There's a great formula for your product story. It's all in here, but talk with your upline. I mean, our team here are excellent resources, or your sidelines. I mean, we have sideline friends here who are excellent at their stories, both their product and their business. And so, Irene's one of them, Kristen, Lisa, they're all very good at this. So don't be afraid to reach out to a sideline friend or your upline. And all these scripts on what to say, gosh, they're phenomenal. So guide your people here. Three-way connections, we hear about those all the time. And that's one tool that I've always used. Anytime I have anyone that is open at all, like just the slightest bit open to learning, I ask them if they'd be open to jumping on a quick call, 15 to 20 minutes with Chris and Nikki Cotton, who are legends in my business, who I'm blessed to have as my sponsors and mentors. They've been in this business 30 plus years. It's always amazing to me that they have time for me. They almost drop whatever they're doing to support me and my team. And so if you're open, I'll see where they can fit us into their calendar. Would you like to do this? And then they always say yes. So, maybe 5% say no. But they say yes, and then we just let them do the talking. So I love this business because we lock arms and we don't have to feel intimidated or worried about what to say, because you've got so much support and the tools within this website. So I'm not going to go through all of that, but I'm going to show you.
Excuse me, really quick,
Yes,
Caprice.
go ahead.
So even if they just say I'm interested, you right away invite them for Nikki and Chris.
Yeah, I mean, it's
wow. Okay.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I mean, I might have, I've had some conversations with them already if they're telling me that they're interested, usually. And so at that point, I want to let Chris and Nikki do the talking. I mean, they can build the vision for that person. And you know how it is where, you can sometimes talk to you're blue in the face and you don't get a positive response. And then suddenly you have a third party validation. And they're painting this big vision, and it just can change everything. So yes, I highly suggest that. Okay. So great question. Thanks for asking, and interrupt me, anybody, if you have other questions. The making your list section of this area of the Freedom Revolution is great. And I'm going to start using this, like really going to this with my new partners, because I think it's so simple. So when you make your list of people that you're interested in sharing with, and this could be sharing the product in the beginning, but again, those people that really get it, and when you're asking the right questions, they might say, gosh, I can't afford it. Or, I really don't talk to many people. I would love to, I just need to find ways to meet more people. And then that might turn on the community. Oh, they want community. So even if you're starting with the customer conversations, potential customers, you're listening for cues for whether they could ultimately be a partner. And I love this making your list, because when you write down the people that you want to categorize them. And so the people that are red, you can use a little red highlighter or marker with a check. You basically don't have a relationship with these people. these are people that maybe you just met. And so you're asking questions, or you haven't talked to in a very long time. How have you been? Let's find time to catch up. For me, I meet a lot of people through networking. So if it's somebody I met the first time, I say, hey, I'd love to get to know you a little bit better, find out what you do. I can share what I do. Maybe we can collaborate. Let's discuss and see if there's a way that we can support one another. And I do that. And I listen, and I try really hard to try to ask the right questions so they don't get carried away with their stuff, so that it's a balanced conversation. And most of the time it is. And if it's not, the person's really doesn't have a lot of self-awareness. So yellow is your network, the friends that you are kind of friends with. They're your colleagues. They're not people that you talk to on a regular basis, but you have a first name relationship. And this is where, your conversation goal is to continue to work on building that relationship to strengthen it. And so you're going to ask questions like, I thought of you because, would you be open to, I love to invite people to events this way. And then the green people are the close friends and family. And sometimes these are the hardest people, honestly, the close friends and family, in my experience. And so I honestly, I love the yellow people. The yellow people are my favorite. But the green, they are people that, the ones that trust you, that would, some people have friends that would just do anything they say, just because they love them so much. These are the people you want to reach out to and say, hey, I respect your opinion as a friend. I'm having this friends and family event, and, don't worry about, bringing your checkbook or anything like that. I would just like you, I respect you. I'd like you to learn about what I'm doing, and I'd love your feedback. Just as simple as that. And so these three, I think, are super, really awesome tools and so simple. Do any of you use this? If you're not using it, give it a try.
I don't, but I'm so
I
glad you
don't.
pointed this out, because I didn't even know this was on here. So this is good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I had no idea.
So you're gonna, so this is a go-to, and there's a lot of information in the Freedom Revolution, under training, under sharing. There's a lot of info. So don't get overwhelmed. Just pick some of the things that you feel like you can put into place right away. And then when you get really comfortable with that, then you'll have another, you'll be ready to add something else into your DMO, your daily method of operation. So that was one tool I wanted to share. Here's another. A lot of times I talk to partners who say, I just don't know enough people. I don't know who to talk to. And this is great. This is another tool that's in this section, and it gives you so many ideas. Like, if anybody says that, show them this. I mean, they know people. Okay. So they're just, they're stuck in this. They feel like they need to have all green people, right? That they only know a few green people, or I'm not close to my family. I'm not, whatever it is. But look, there's all these red and yellow people, and they're all on this list. So use this to trigger ideas for who to add to your memory jogger. And then verbiage. This is pretty much what I do, and you're not going to do every part of this every time, but I would highly recommend you look over the verbiage. The Freedom Revolution, they've done such an outstanding job adding verbiage for us, and it's evolved over time. So honestly, I probably haven't seen all the sections of the Freedom Revolution myself. But as I find new updated areas, I'm really impressed. So if you're ever at a loss for what to say, your go-to would be the Freedom Revolution in the training section. And you can find anything that you're stuck on. You're going to get answers. You're going to get verbiage for what to say. So I would suggest you go there. And then if you're still stuck after that, then, reach out to your upline or sideline buddy, Nikki, whoever. But the resources and the verbiage is all here. And so read it, once, twice, 10 times, 100 times. I don't have it memorized. It's all gonna, the more you look at it, the more you read it, the more you use it with people, the more it's gonna really stick in your mind and come naturally. So sharing with others, another thing I love to do, and I wanted to share this because I think all of you have probably seen it, but for those of you watching the replay, I loved this call. This call was put on by Kristen, Lisa, and Irene, and it's creating a life of purpose, passion, and possibilities. And I've been doing this business for, like I said, 16 years, and I've seen a billion would be an exaggeration, a million would be, but I've probably seen hundreds of these kinds of calls. And I just have to applaud you ladies for just really being creative and just being resourceful with, bringing people together and creating these forums for all of us, our entire team. We've got so many tools, and we've got our own team members putting together these absolutely amazing educational events for us to use. So it's really, in my opinion, a waste not to use them. So I'm just gonna be totally blunt. I mean, these tools, they're spending their time, their effort, their energy. Use as many as you can. And obviously you're not going to be able to go to every one of them, but I would suggest you save this one, grab the link, save it in your phone contacts. That's what I do. You just put Juice Plus business, Juice Plus cancer, Juice Plus diabetes, and you just put the link of it there. And it's so easy whenever you have an opportunity to share. And so I would share this, and I am sharing this anytime people are open to the business. So it's probably going to go before the call with Chris or Nikki. But this will whet their appetite. It'll probably get them more excited to get on that three-way call with Chris and Nikki. And it's powerful. So thank you, Wendy, for also being on this call. And I think that was all of our direct team members that participated, but it was amazing. So thank you very, very much. And use this tool, everybody. Share it with your team. Whenever you have a new team member, share this with them and ask them to do the same. Okay, so that's all I wanted to share with you about attracting partners. And I know that we've had some really great growth in here. And before let's go ahead and have Wendy, you said that you would be willing to share. You've had a lot of new team members and promotions recently. Would you spend just a few minutes sharing with us what's your strategy?
With the promotions, I contribute.
How about start with how you attracted them?
The promotions?
No, how the partners, how you attracted them. They became team members.
Oh, hold on one second. Let me close my door because my baby. So my team members, I attracted, one was I invited to come watch one of the training talks that we had about Juice Plus, and she joined right after that. She had some questions, and she decided to try the product. And after she got on the product, she called me back the following day, and she's like, you know what, I actually want to be a partner. And so I got her on a call with Nikki, and she became a partner. And then she became partner plus pretty quickly after that too. Like she got the quad, so then she just got on the shakes, and then she got another partner under her, and she got the quad, and then she partner plus really quickly. Another person was my sister. She saw me excited what I was taking and how I was feeling, that she wanted in. So she came on board, and then she shared the products while she was sick. She shared products with some other family members, and then she partner plus, pretty quickly as well. And then the third person that I got in the business, she's a really good friend of mine, and I shared with her my experiences. She's a really close friend, so I wasn't even really trying to sell to her. I was just talking to her about my experiences of what it was doing for me. And she really liked it. And she's like, well, I really need some of this stuff. Like, this sounds really good. She had colon cancer very young. Like we were in our late 20s when she found out she had it. So she had to have surgery. And so I know she struggles with trying to eat healthy and, do the right thing. So when this came up and I told her everything, she's like, this would be perfect. And I said, I think so too. She started taking the product. She started to notice a difference, and no more eczema, and her acne was going away. And so she jumped on board as a partner. And I just got a call from her on Friday. I was telling Irene, she called me so excited, and she went to her, and I don't know why I always forget the word, her eye doctor, what do you call them?
Optometrist.
Optometrist. Sorry, I always forget that word. Optometrist. And her prescription went down, and she was so excited. She was like, my vision's improving. Do you think this could be? And I was like, yes, absolutely. Your omegas, you're fueling your body with all this good stuff. So she was so excited that now she has a line of people that she wants to share with, but she's going to talk to Nikki first tomorrow to give her that confidence that, to know what to say, because she's still a little nervous. And so I'm excited for that. So that's how I got my partners, just sharing like what it's doing for me and the excitement, because you can't help but get excited, right?
That's what I heard from you. I heard that you are sharing the education. You're asking people if they're open to education. You're sharing your excitement, your enthusiasm. You have confidence with the product. And that's something that, I have an unshakable belief in the products and the business. And so I don't have a fear of sharing it because I know how many people it's helped. I mean, I get so excited every day to know that this team is making such a difference in people's lives, but in your own lives. And so I have an unshakable belief, and that's part of how, you can really, you're just putting that energy out, and it makes it so much easier when you put that energy out and you don't have this wall of like, oh, I'm afraid to say something, or, what if they don't like me? I mean, I don't honestly, like, if they don't like it, it's okay. Just get in the back of the line, because there's going to be another person that will. And so I'm hearing that from you, and I'm hearing, your story. And so congratulations, and thank you for sharing, because it's clear that you have a super unshakable confidence, which is making a difference. Great. And Anjali, I wanted to invite you as well, even though you're just kicking off your business, you're having your launch call on the 15th, and you've already got clients lined up. But I would love to have you share just for a couple minutes, because we're coming to the end of our call, about what you said about what attracted you to actually say yes to joining our team.
Absolutely. So I want to say that this was the first time I ever got layered in my whole life, or I keep referring to it as layered, but I know it's called exposures. I had actually layered other people in my previous direct sales world, but I had never been layered. And I'm actually honored and so happy that it worked out that way, because now I know that, like, on the average, that's how most people are attracted into it or say yes, is because by a series of, little samples or appetizers of education. And when I would tell my eye story before, no one could really relate to it. And so now I can be like everybody else and be layered in. But for me, what it was at first I didn't even really fully recognize that it was an opportunity. But I liked you. I liked you, Caprice. You didn't seem desperate. You were really consistent. You were kind, and you didn't push me at all. And so I don't know how I looked like to you, but every single time you dropped it, it was always just like a week. It wasn't even like a couple of days over a week. It was a couple of weeks out. And so it was like the perfect time. If I were to like take it, chew on that, and then maybe I needed something else, it was like that timing was really perfect. So really, because where I was in my life, I was looking for a good mentor, and I had actually given that up. And so even though I was, again, I also asked myself two questions. I asked, what could I do that was more creative, and what aligned with me 100%? So when that clicked in my mind, then I was able to recognize it. But it really was, I looked at the product. I was excited about getting a tower garden, but I was going to get it later on after I moved. And so I really think it was you being consistent and like chipping away at me as I was deciding what I was going to do with my life. So, and then I trusted you. I trusted your method. And ultimately, well, that's what it was. I wanted to work with you. After I asked you what your goal was, that's when I started to really actually think about it more. It wasn't even like what it would do for me, but it was how could I help you? And so when you shared your goal, that's when I got really excited. And then I really wanted to, I told you that I could probably do it part-time and I could probably help you get your goal, but now I really wanted it to happen. So.
Well, and that, isn't that I mean, honestly, I wasn't even expecting you to, to join my team. I mean, but I wanted to keep sharing the information. There was something about you that I also was so enamored with, just, the person you are in your heart. And I love to work with people like that. So, I continue to send the information because you were open, you were a customer. And, but I honestly, it was like such a blessing that I didn't expect. And I think that's part of it. Like, don't be attached to the outcome, share from your heart with people that, appreciate the information, because you kept saying, feel free to send. And then just don't be attached to the outcome. So in this case, it turned out really great. And you have a huge heart. Oftentimes people will do more for you than they will for themselves. They want people, there are people that want to help other people. So that's a really sweet part of your desire to join. So thank you for sharing. And we have 3 more minutes. So Irene, do you want to jump in and share? You've had some great success attracting some new partners too.
Yeah, sure. I think it's just being consistent and branding yourself, on social media. I mean, Kristen, she does her workouts. She's got her business page. So I know she's got a lot of customers that way. You just got to find your little niche. Find your niche and be consistent, because I know Wendy was always seeing my posts because I would post every day. So being consistent and being true to yourself and posting things that you love, and people see that and they'll be attracted to you.
Mhm.
So that's what's been working for me.
Yeah, and we just had a social media challenge, and every now and then we do that in the Cotton Club Heat Team page, and it was all around posting vulnerable, like authentic stories, that are true, about you or your desires, or how your life changed, how much you enjoy your life doing what you're doing, but without mentioning the words Juice Plus. And Justine and Wendy were like, I think they're probably going to be in the running for winning when they do the drawing, because both of you were so consistent with posting and really asking the question, hit me up for information. I mean, if you're looking for these kinds of changes in your life, reach out to me. And I know, Wendy, you had some great responses to yours, which is exciting.
I did. I had a total of 5 people that reached out to me, and I'm still working them. I haven't been able to get them to talk with Nikki yet, but you just have to be, how Irene said, consistent and follow through. It's in the follow-up, right?
Yeah.
And not be pushy. So
Exactly.
Can I?
Yes,
mention
Lisa,
something?
please do. Yeah.
One, Wendy, did you happen to get the stuff to Patty? Because I know that Facebook was down today, and she was saying that you reached out to her and said that you couldn't get on Facebook to count all your stuff. But just so you know, she it's back on. So get it to her, because I'm sure
I got it to
first and
her.
second right here. First, I'm sure between you and me, first and second. But I did want to also say, reiterate like what they're saying about being consistent, because I have had I would say at least 10 people that when I first started, that I was reached out to a few times, and then they just keep on seeing every day when I post and seeing what I do, and being consistent with posting how we, shredding and loving the shred, and, my weight management, and just eating healthy. And just was last week, I had a friend that I reached out to that literally told me no so many times, and didn't even, she was going in for surgery or right after surgery. I'm like, this could really help with, your recovery. And it was no, I'm recovering great. No. And then last week she reached out and said, all right, I'm ready. Out of the blue. I was like, what the hell? So it is consistency when you think that, there's nothing there. Somebody from 3 years ago gets back to you and says, I'm in. So it is
That's awesome.
consistency.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's just it. You have to think that the conversation you have today, you have to think like 6 months down the road. That conversation may come up 6 months later. So
Yep.
Mm.
And I also, Kristen said this a long time ago, and it really stuck in my head. But do your thing. Those were the words you said a while back. Is that do your thing that attracts people. So once you're doing your thing for Kristen at the workouts, and I'm inviting people more and more to her workouts because honestly, I was late to the game, but I am absolutely loving it and so appreciative that I get to work out with Kristen's videos. And but it's great because I love them. She talks about nutrition, she talks about Juice Plus, she educates on fitness. So it's way more than just getting someone to have a workout. When you put your people in front of Kristen and educate them on that tool, then they are going to get educated by Kristen, and that's a gift to all of us. So I would encourage you to refer people, share her workouts with people. You get your people in there and they're going to get educated on Juice Plus. And before you know it, they're going to be asking you for it. So thank you, Kristen, for that. And also on what Lisa said about consistency. I mean, there's that old rule that it takes 8 exposures on average for someone to say yes to the product or the business, maybe a couple more for the business sometimes. And so don't give up. A lot of people give up when they hear their first no. And if you do that, then someone else is going to get their business on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th time. So keep being persistent, layering, like Anjali said, or exposures at the right time. Over time will get someone closer and closer to saying yes until they do. So we're at our time now. So, I mean, I thought this was a really great call. Thank you everyone for contributing really great content. And I'll share this in the Team Shine Voxer so that everybody has it. That's the only place I can share it. So if you feel compelled to share with your team, do share it. But I wanted to close just by letting everybody know, if you haven't seen, the corporate's doing a 100 conversations challenge. So if you haven't seen it, it's in your email box. So just search up Janet Black and it'll be one of her most recent emails. And you could just sign up right there. They'll send you a form. It's probably just a grid for your 100 conversations, and there's going to be prizes involved. But I would encourage you to use the tools I showed you earlier. Use that ideas list and use that to make a list of the 100 conversations that you're going to have, and then use that verbiage that's in that I shared, the red, yellow, green, and then the additional verbiage that's in there to have those conversations. And you know what? I wouldn't doubt if one of our team members won, but it's just, go for it. And the blessing that comes out of it is you're probably going to have enough conversations to add some more partners. So thanks everybody. Is there anything else that anybody'd like to add?
Go Dodgers.
Yes. Yes.
I gotta keep on saying that till Wednesday.
Okay, I'm gonna go get my blue and my Dodgers hat on too. So thanks everyone. Have a great night and see you at the conference. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.